My name is Eric Auger. I will be your host this afternoon, talking with you about our training, our medical training of what you're going to be getting here at American Business Systems. So I hope you're prepared and just kind of sit back and enjoy the webinar. And I look forward to your participation as we kind of go through this. Let me share with you a little bit about American Business Systems. Some of you may already know the story, but a little over 30 years ago, this young couple that's to the left on the screen, Linda and Patrick Phillips. Matter of fact, Linda started in medical billing and was making pretty good money. And Patrick saw what she was doing and thought, gosh, this is pretty good. And I wonder if we can make this into a business to help other people learn what we do. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I can feed a man for a day if I just give him a fish, or I can teach him how to feed himself for a lifetime if I can show him how to fish. And so that's what he did here. So Patrick developed, along with the family team here at American Business Systems, the Phillips family, developed a system called American Business Systems. And it's been going strong for a little over 28 years. And gosh, so I look at the calendar, in 2.5 weeks, they will turn 29 years old, and within that striking distance of turning 30 years old here at American Business Systems. So as you're looking for a business opportunity, obviously what you're going to be looking for are opportunities to with people who have some longevity. That's what you really need to look for as you're looking for business opportunities, and ABS is certainly one of those. So we've got some folks here from Maryland, some folks from Alabama. Good to see everybody. Thank you, Lisa. Totoya, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I think my board is clear there. So I'm going to get back over here to where we are on the slide deck. All right, so folks, really the centrality, or what's really the hub of everything that we do here at American Systems is based upon a billing system. A little over 10 years ago, we partnered with a company called NextGen. Actually, it was before that, it was actually called Health Fusion, which was created by a couple of doctors. We, as an entire team here, got many opportunities to go out and visit with Health Fusion in their, basically almost in their infancy, and got to meet with the doctors, got to meet with the team there, got to really know these guys quite well. We became strong partners with this company called Health Fusion. Through along this process, a big company out there called NextGen was trying to develop something very similar to what Health Fusion already had. And they decided, hey, what the best thing to do? Why try to reinvent the wheel? Let's just see what we can do to partner with them. And they did. And so Health Fusion has become NextGen, and part of their one of their product suites that they have there, and they maintain that. And now we at American Business Systems are part of NextGen as a family of our technology partners there, and a very strong one with this group. And they've got this system that we have is iClaim and EMRX, and it's white labeled just for American Business Systems. The only way to get this particular platform, white labeled as it is through American Business Systems. So this is a great and huge advantage for you, because two things. Number one, you've got a solid program and background and a backbone of what you're going to be doing. Plus, you've got all the support that you get from American Business Systems, and then also the support that you get there from NextGen. Got some more folks coming in. Looks like we got Jacob and Venice, one from Ohio. So thank you. Venice is from Ohio. So thank y'all for joining us this afternoon. Appreciate everybody coming on in. And we'll get some more folks as we come through there. But not only do we have iClaim and EMRX, we have other pieces of the puzzle, so to say. We have Virtual Care, Audit Guard, CodeWrite, DentaMax for those that want to do some dental billing. I'm going to share a little bit about what you're going to learn about dental billing today and how we train for that. But we have all these suites of services, and we're continually looking for new opportunities for us to be able to have that available. Now, Jacob just said that I'm having some audio issues. I hope that it's not me. So if everybody would make sure that my audio is coming across clear, I would appreciate the feedback there as well. So appreciate that, Jacob, for that update there. We also have other technology partners. Ashley says she can hear me, so great. Y'all keep me up to date here, because we're in the technology world. We've got internet, and everybody has had internet problems in the past. So hopefully we don't lose the internet this afternoon. But we have other technology partners that we've used. You can see those here and talk with your business coach that you're working with along here. And then because of all of our technology partners, we get to share in all of their awards. And so you get to actually have that as part of your offering as you're talking with doctors, and we're going to support you in all of that. And that's one of the great things that you get here from American Business Systems. Also, part of American Business Systems is an organization called MERMA, that is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. That is, you can go out there right now. But the great thing about this is I joined ABS a little over 16, 17 years ago, and we didn't have really an organization that our licensees or the business owners of American Business Systems could turn to and say, hey, we are part of this particular organization. So what we did, we had some pretty good folks out there that wanted to be on the board, and some directors on here that said, hey, let's create this organization that's just for American Business Systems. So when a doctor says, hey, do you have any credibility? There's an organization out there that we can turn to. Also, MERMA is the one who certifies you as a certified medical revenue manager once you've completed the training that we're going to talk with you about today. So not only are you part of this organization called MERMA, and they're the ones that certify you, and then you're going to see all the continual training that you're going to be getting. But remember, there are schools out there that can teach you how to do just medical billing. So if you're looking to become a medical biller, then all you're really be looking for is becoming an employee of a company. If you want to own a medical billing company, then what you need is the certification to be a medical revenue manager, a certified medical revenue manager. And that's what we're about, because you can, once you've developed your business and you've got some clients, you may want to hire a medical biller out there that you can do, because folks, you're the owner of this company. I think that's where a lot of us need to kind of get ourselves wrapped our heads around here. We get so focused in on the nuts and bolts that we don't see, kind of like when you've heard the old saying, you can't see the forest for the trees. Because we're so at such a granular level thinking, gosh, if I'm going to run a medical billing company, I better know how these codes work or how to do specific billing. We're going to help you, because a lot of you are going to do this by yourselves, maybe for yourselves, maybe some of you are in your family. So don't worry about that part of it. We're going to coach you. We're going to be here. We're here to support you. But as you grow, you may want to reach out and find people who have gone to a particular school and maybe have a degree, an associate's degree in medical billing, and hire them. Listen, that's what a lot of our successful business owners have already done. They've gone out there, they've built the business, they've been supported by American Business Systems. Their business has grown to where now they're advertising, not someone to compete with them as basically another business, but they're hiring people who've had some experience in maybe a medical billing, and those people don't want to own a business, but you are the business owner. So start thinking more like a owner instead of just the worker bee. Now, in the beginning, you may be both, but again, as your business grows, you're going to be a part of it. Again, this organization called MERMA, because again, when the doctors may ask, hey, are you part of any organizations, or what certifications do you have? You obviously you don't want to send them, hey, I got my certification from American Business Systems, seeing that you developed your business from a business opportunity. Now you get to point them to an organization called MERMA. So that's what the whole strategy is all about. All right, so folks, we've got probably about another 50 minutes or more or less here, and I'm going to take you through as best I can through the 10 modules of what you're going to be learning. Now, again, I can't get into every single detail, but I'm going to show you some things of what you are going to learn and the outline to those. So I'm going to be switching back from this slide deck to a document, and I may show you some other documents as we kind of go along. But folks, anytime during this webinar this afternoon, feel free to put your answer or your question in over there, and I'll be monitoring that and hopefully doing the best that I can to answer your question. Now, if I can't answer it, I'll let you know. I'm going to go, hey, that's a great question. Why don't you get back with the person who invited you here today, and they will be the ones that be able to help you a little bit deeper. Now, again, I'm going to give you some homework because there's some things that I think everybody should be doing after a webinar. I want you to be a participant not only during the webinar, but after the webinar. So start thinking again a little bit more like a business owner. Start thinking about how you can take this business and make it your business, especially as we're going into the new year. So the first little section I'm going to talk to you about, again, is these 10 live virtual training modules, okay? So we're going to kind of get into the sands of the grains of sand here a little bit. But I wanted to show you because I want to give everybody as best I can a comfort level of helping answer that question. Can I, in 15 or 15 hours, get everything that I'm going to need to do medical billing? I'm going to answer that question with a no, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm still learning, and I've been in this a long time. But what you're getting here is 28 plus years of business acumen and business acumen, especially in medical billing, with a support team, with people who train you. We just don't just give you a couple of CDs or videos for you to watch and you're going to be on your own. You really will have a one-on-one session with somebody, just like what we were doing right now in this webinar. And instead of your microphones being muted, you'd be having this dialogue back and forth. So you're really going to be trained. I mean, really, really trained, a mano here. I mean, person to person, kneecap to kneecap here. And then during that training, you're going to be given, guess what, homework of some things you need to be doing. So let's take a quick look at that, how that's really going to work. So again, there are 10 live virtual training modules. Now, we used to bring everybody into the Dallas-Fort Worth area and put everybody in this big room, which was a lot of fun, got a lot of energy. We had a lot of questions, and obviously a lot of questions that were asked that I remember whenever I went through it, thinking, man, I'm glad somebody asked that question. But folks, we've been at this long enough. Our FAQ list is just as long enough that we've got pretty much everything that you might want to be answered. But again, you're going to be trained by people who are actually in the business. This is not just a group of people who have been given a script to sit down with you and go, okay, well, let's go over section 1 and let's kind of go through this. You're going to be trained by people who have been in this industry long enough. We're talking 10 plus years, that have been in this business long enough to help you, number one, help you understand about medical billing. Number two, all the jargon, the logos, the jargon of it, and the things that you need to say, some of the acronyms you need kind of need to know about. But you're also going to learn how to market to your business. They're going to take you through that. They're going to take you through the things that work for them. They may take you through some of the things that didn't work for them, but that it might work for you. So you're going to be, again, in these live training workshops, in these live training modules with a live individual, again, somebody that's been there. Now, Jatoya has asked, can we have other business partners with us on the training? Yes, you certainly can. And so that's a great question. I appreciate that question there. So yes, as you can see here, if you've got other business partners and you want to bring everybody together, again, when we were doing live training, we could only limit, because of the size of the room, we can only limit that you could only bring one partner. You may have a multiple group of people that might be working with you to kind of get this thing launched. So yes, you can be able to do that. Yariv has asked, are we allowed to use the Myrma logo on our sites and business cards? Yes, you are. You want people to know that you're part of this organization. So yes, you'll be able to utilize that and put that on there. Again, we don't want you to use the American Business Systems logo or anything, because again, we don't want to drive people to us, again, because you've started this business. So that's, again, why you would want to do that. All right, so I know this is a little small, but I'm actually going to go to this particular outline. So I'm going to see if I can switch over and get that one pulled up. And this might be a little bit better to see. So now I'm actually online, and this is our in-depth certification medical revenue manager training outline. So let's take a look at this first one here. So this is module 1. So as you can see here, There are a lot of people that we know that get into this business. This is the first time you've ever set up a business. So we're going to talk with you about setting up your business entity. Are you going to do this between a corporation, an LLC, a partnership, or sole proprietor? So you're going to need to know as you're going into this, how do you want to get this set up? The important way of choosing the right name for your business. And you're going to go through exercises with that trainer in this training. So you're going to be setting all this up. And then that whole virtual part of your company, your business address, your phone number, the phone system, your website, all of this is going to be helping you along the way. We're going to show you exactly how to make sure that you get the right logo look and feel. Again, setting up your website, why you need a good customer relationship management software. So you can see here, we really are starting at the beginning. So think of this as an MBA on steroids, because not only are you learning how to get your business started and start to look at things from a business standpoint, and why I say it's a kind of like an MBA on steroids is because you're not just getting a degree in business management. You're getting an education here in this training in business management, but also with a very specific part of your business, which is going to be medical revenue management. So this is why we call this 15 hours or whatever it becomes to you. And it actually can be a little bit longer than that, depending upon your time. And it's not just 15 hours in a week. And you'll see there's you've got some time to be able to get this and get this going through a few weeks here. But again, we're going to talk with you about, again, what is a typical medical billing workflow inside of a medical office. Okay, so your trainer is going to literally sit down with you, again, virtually, and walk you through what does it mean of revenue cycle management. Now, again, I'm going to swap back over to my, let me see if I can get over to right here. I'm going to get into, I'm going to reshare my screen here on this slide deck, because I'm going to talk with you a little bit about medical billing basics here. And so the next part, this next slide here is what I just mentioned here, which is medical revenue cycle management. So you can see here, there's this, in this particular one, there's 5 steps. There's data collection, there's claims transmission, there's claim management, there's accounts receivable follow up, that's the AR, and then final reporting. You're kind of starting that cycle back over. So in the world of medical revenue management, RCM is one of those acronyms that you're going to need to get to know. You might as well get to know it now, because we talk in this already. So you're talking about revenue cycle management. So again, one of those ways that the doctor will already know that you kind of know what you're talking about is that you can certainly say, I'm a revenue cycle management specialist. That's what I am. I'm not just a medical biller. Remember, they can hire a medical biller. But if you think about it, when you become a certified medical revenue manager, think about it. You've taken it from the little bitty part of just being an employee of as a medical biller, and you've broadened that in as encompassing everything that's happening within that doctor's office now. I mean, and you're gonna really get down into the nitty gritty with that doctor, because again, one of the things we're going to show you how to do is called a practice analysis. So we're going to look at everything. The cost of what that's actually costing them right now to maybe have an employee versus it being outsourced. So whenever you're doing your marketing, you're going to find 2 types of doctors: doctors who do billing in-house, or they've got it outsourced. You're going to find doctors who have gone from one to the next, and back to the next, and back over, and because they can't get a hold of their RCM, their revenue cycle management. And so you can step in there and say, look, I've been trained in this. I've got a complete support team behind me. I am going to be here to help you with that. So again, kind of going back and forth, I've got a little bit of opportunity to kind of go back and forth to these documents here. And we kind of go back here. So that's where we left off right there. You see right up there at the top, what is a typical medical billing or medical workflow inside of a medical's office? Who are the players inside the medical practice? How you can help the practice with a practice marketing, how you can help them acquire new patients. See, that broadens it out. See, a medical biller is not going to do that. but a revenue cycle management company will. Because again, if I can show the doctor how to get more patients in, well, guess what that means? Well, we're getting them more patients to see, which means that there's more we can go help them bill for. How you can rapidly improve the workflow in the practice. We're going to step you through that. What are the revenue challenges for a medical practice and how can I help? How you can help a medical office create efficiencies, increase profitability, assure patient retention, and reduce compliance risk. That's that whole thing about HIPAA. Again, here's that word HIPAA, and it's H-I-P, not two P's, but two A's. Remember that, because if you put two P's there and you're talking about that's what you do out in the real world and talking to a doctor, they're already going to know that you don't know what you're talking about. So make sure that you're spelling all these acronyms correctly. So what is HIPAA and why most medical offices don't follow the rules? Now we've got a complete, you got the iClaim and EMRX. That's the medical billing platform. That's your main service there, which is medical billing. But again, we've got all these other ancillary services out there. One of them is called Compliancy Guard. And so that compliancy has to do with HIPAA. And I'm going to share with you a little bit how you could actually take that and utilize that to your advantage of helping you get in front of an office manager, if not the doctor, especially going into a new year, because every year a doctor should be doing a HIPAA audit, some type of something that they're going through all the time. Because if there is a breach in that office, some type of privacy, something to go along with that patient, and they start getting audited by Medicare or through the Office of Accountability, what's going to happen is that they're going to go back to that doctor's office and say, okay, let me see what you've done this last year and how you've educated all of your people in HIPAA. Let's find out where the breach is. And also, I need to see all your updated rules. And what the doctor should be able to do, now, this is so important to everybody that's on the webinar. What they should be able to do, or that office manager should be able to do, is go to their bookshelf and pull that directly off of their bookshelf and say, here's everybody who's been trained. Here are the dates that they've been trained. Here's what everybody has signed. Everybody is in agreement to this. Our system is HIPAA compliant. Everything's been checked. Our cell phones we don't carry anything outside the office. All of that's supposed to be there. If it's not there, then the doctors have a problem. Well, guess what they're going to do to their revenue? It's going to stifle their revenue, because now they're going to have to pay someone to help them get that up to date. Plus, they could be fined hundreds of thousands of dollars now in HIPAA. Now, this is important because with any other medical billing business opportunity out there, they don't have these services that you can literally walk into a doctor's office today and simply say, without knowing anything about medical billing. So follow me. Let's say that you're ready to start today. You can't even get to training, but you say, you know what, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty comfortable at going talking to people. So I'm going to go start talking to some of these doctors. Doc, you're going into 2023. Do you feel like, number one, who is your HIPAA compliancy officer? The front office desk, they'll be petrified because they think it's almost like you're there with a badge. I've seen it happen so many times. But you're going to find out, and you're going to get too quickly to somebody. And then you're going to start talking to them. Have you done a complete audit of last year? And are you ready with all your new training for 2023? You're not? I can actually help you with that. Now think about that. You're leading in with something that's not necessarily medical billing. But once you get in there, guess what you're going to end up doing? Your trainer is going to teach you how to utilize that, how to position yourself to be that professional. Remember, you're not just a medical biller. You're a certified medical revenue manager. And part of that is the HIPAA compliancy part of it. So now you're going to be able to take your training right out of this training module number 1 and already start getting some potential clients on board ready to go with you with the HIPAA compliancy part of it. They start to build trust with them. Now you get to start say, well, everything else that I do is here. Well, you've already built trust with them because you've helped them and you've educated them in some areas where there's, I'm telling you, there's not a doctor's office in the country that doesn't have a weakness in this one area called HIPAA compliancy. Period. Down. That's it in and of itself. Then again, in module 1, you see what is revenue cycle and how you can help manage it. Why do most practices have a huge problem with their accounts receivable, and again, how you can solve it? What is credentialing? And you don't need to know that, or how to do it. Medical coding, and again, why you don't have to be a certified medical coder, because we're going to show you that we have CodeWrite as a service, and that's taken care of. What types of medical practice needs to be in your target market, and what is involved in revenue cycle management. Now, folks, just stop for a moment. We're almost at the bottom of the hour. Just think what you've learned already in module 1. We could stop it right there and basically get you started in a business, because this first one right out of the gate is almost like drinking from a fire hydrant. So all of a sudden you're getting all this information and you need to put it into practice. So your trainer who's going to be working with you is going to have exercises for you to start doing. Okay. Remember, we started off with, gosh, right up here at the beginning, how to set up your business entity and how to get your, you're going to be a LLC, you're going to be a partnership. And then you can see, we really start diving pretty quickly right into what your whole business model is going to look like. So can you and will you learn? I'm going to go back over here to my slide deck over here. Is 15 hours of medical billing training enough to succeed? And the answer is a yes and a no. Because again, from the yes side of it, you already see what you're going to be learning, and we're going to help support you with that. And again, kind of getting back to that medical billing basics, kind of like what I started here with this particular topic. We've got a lot of things that we're going to teach you. Again, we're going to teach you again really what the difference is between what is a medical coder and what is a biller. Okay, so let me kind of give you a little education right now. So because a lot of people think, gosh, if I'm going to get in this business, I better become a coder. And man, going to become a coder, man, that's 2 years of training at a school. And I'm here in ABSA, I don't need that. So how am I going to get this all worked out? Okay, so let's kind of educate ourselves. A medical coder does this. If a doctor all they're doing is dictating their notes on some type of transcriber, recorder, or something like that, someone's got to take that, put it on a piece of paper, and look at the doctor's notes. And then they look at that doctor's notes, and they're going to take everything that doctor said, the examination, and then what they're going to find out is that there is information called subjective information. There's called objective information, and then there's got to be an assessment and then a plan. That's called the doctor's SOAP note. SOSAOP, subjective, or SOAP, yeah. Subjective objective assessment and plan. So that coder, if it's just all handwritten chicken scratch there, that person's going to have to take it and go, okay, the doctor, I need codes so that the biller can take that and then actually create a claim finally to get sent off to the insurance companies. So obviously you've learned something now. The doctor can't just take their notes and send those notes to an insurance company and expect to get paid. It has to be converted into codes. There first must be a diagnosis code. What's wrong with the patient? I came in with a cough. I came in with a pain in my leg. I got an ingrown toenail. I've got whatever disease that might be out there known to man. There's an issue. So that becomes what's called the diagnosis code. But then a part of that, the doctor has to have a procedure code, which is what the doctor's doing for that patient to help them get better. And it's that procedure code that's actually tied to a dollar amount. So whenever you get your bill at the end of the day, you go see the doctor, you're not being billed upon the diagnosis, you're being billed upon what the doctor did for you. So if you go to the doctor for 10, 15 minutes and it's a 99213, well, that's probably about a 15-minute visit. And that's probably going to be roughly billed out for about $120, $125. That's what you end up getting. If it's a 99214, it would be a little bit higher, maybe $150, $160. 99215 is the highest levels. I mean, that could be 175 to 200, depending upon which area of the country you're in, what kind of specialty that you're dealing with. Are you a new patient? Are you an established patient? So you're going to, but don't let all that, frighten you out. What's great about it is it's already built into the system, our system. And I'm going to show that to you here in just a moment. But I just want to kind of share with you the difference between a medical coder and a medical biller, okay? Our codes are already, again, always up to date. In our system, in the iClaim system that I showed you earlier, all of that information is already in there. Plus, if you do happen to have a doctor that wants to do, like I said earlier, just hands you a stack of notes, CodeWrite is a service that you already have available. So if the doctor says, well, all right, I kind of already figured this thing out, that you're kind of getting just started at this thing. Are you a coder? Well, doctor, what I am, I'm the owner of a business that is a medical billing revenue cycle management company. And I have certified professional coders. And you do right out of the gate. You have coders through CodeWrite. Now, it's a service that the doctor ends up paying for. You're going to make a little bit of money on top of that. But what you've done, you've made yourself credible already, because here you are, a business owner, and you've already got certified professional coders on board with you immediately. So if you do have a doctor that says, just gives you, let's say something like this, just a whole bunch of notes here, and you can't tell the difference between what the doctor's talking about this particular patient, you can't figure out if they've got a cough or an ingrown toenail, but these coders can. They can get it and go, okay, this diagnosis is whatever it might be. And then the procedure code of what the doctor's wanting to do is what he's doing here. Oh, and also they gave him an injection. That's another procedure code. And they took an EKG. Well, that's another procedure. The coders can do that. So you don't have anything to worry about. You are instantaneously credible because you already have coders on your side. You don't have to go out and buy books. You don't have to have them. Now, would it be handy for you to have them? Maybe so. But you don't have to have them, because again, everything's built into our system. And you're going to learn all of that in this first day or the second day of training. You're going to find out all that you're going to need to know there. All right, so moving on, we've been talking about getting into the software. Now you're going to start learning about the software. And one of the things I want you to learn about from us right now today is this. ABS is one of the only companies that has a complete, true cloud-based integrated system. And whenever I say that, we're not piecing pieces together. We're not taking a billing system that's in the cloud and taking a completely different EMR system that's out in the cloud, maybe made by a different company, and just saying, hey, these are both in the cloud, so we're going to kind of connect them together through some interface here. Oh, and then we're going to add in maybe some patient portal that's created by some other company and kind of attach it through there with another interface. And then to make sure that we get these claims, once we got all this stuff together, got to get these claims to an insurance company. So I got to connect it to a clearinghouse to kind of jetting them out of the system into the insurance company. The system, the next gen system that we're talking about, it's all there. The next gen system and American Business Systems, and now it's all owned by one entity, and that is through the ABS iClaim EMRx platform. There's no pieces that are not going to work together, because the same engineers that created iClaim are the same engineers that created the EMRx or the electronic medical records, is the same engineers who created the patient portal, and it's the same engineers that created and maintain the clearinghouse to actually allow your claims to go out to the insurance company. You don't have to go looking for a clearinghouse, is what I'm saying. This is it's instantaneously ready to go. So now you can see the advantage. I mean, immediately you have something that's so unique out there in the market. Most doctors have never seen anything. And whenever I say that, let me kind of say this as a sidebar. We here at American Business Systems, your training, your support team here can and will do software demos to the doctor on your behalf, and not just one of them. as many as you need. If you need for us to do 50 of them, we'll do it. And it's at no additional cost to you. And there's in your training, even when we have new training in the future, there's no additional cost that you're going to have to go along with this. So you're going to have a complete cloud-based medical billing system. Now, what does that mean to you? It means this, first of all, you don't have to load anything on your computer. That's a great thing because it's going to help you stay HIPAA compliant. You don't have to maintain anything by making sure that you have the right plugins or the right updates that need to come along with it, or making sure that you've got the updated of all the new medical codes that come out quite frequently throughout the year. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. It's there every time you log on. Neither do you have to worry about if you're working remotely from home or at another location, that if your laptop gets broken or stolen or anything, that you have any patient data on there, because it's all in the cloud. And that's what you're going to want to have. It's the same thing with the doctors. If once we get these doctors on the iClaim platform, they don't have to do any backups. They don't have to worry about if their office gets flooded or something drastically happens, or their computers get stolen or anything else like that, or the computer crashes or anything. And just load up with another for all of this, just grab another computer and log back into it. It's the same thing with the electronic medical record system, the EMR system, and the same thing with the patient portal. And so to help illustrate all this is everything that it kind of works together. So imagine the patient's at home, they go to the patient portal, they log in, they say, hey, I want to schedule my appointment with the doctor right here. Here's all of my information. It's going to ask them the questions, same questions that you get when you go to the doctor's office, and they say, hey, will you fill out all this information? Because what they're asking you is that first part of the SOAP note. Tell me why you're coming in today. That's that subjective note. Part of the note. Then the doctor gets it in the same system. It doesn't go anywhere except within inside the same system, which is the doctor's EMR platform, which is EMRX. Once the doctor gets through seeing you as a patient, it goes directly into iClaim for you as a new billing company to process. And as you're going through it, it's doing all of its checks, it's doing all of its balances. And before it ever leaves, it's scrubbing the claim, not only through iClaim, but through the clearinghouse. And it's going to let you know that this claim is really ready to go. So that when you press go, it literally leaves the system and starts going out to the insurance company. And this is where you can tell the doctor two main things when you're talking to them about how your company differs from everybody else. Number one, our system, we own our own clearinghouse, which gives us, the doctor, the advantage of getting you paid within 7 to 14 days or less. And our rejection claim is truly less than 2%. A lot of companies will say that, but we can truly say that because our claims are scrubbed with inside of our own clearinghouse, letting us know if there's any issues that we can fix prior to. So let me say that real quickly. That means if you use any other system than what we're talking about right here, typically what you would have to do is just imagine iClaim and then take that little picture of the clearinghouse and set it outside now of the system. So typically with any other system that you're going to be out there with, you process your claims, then you send it to this third-party clearinghouse, then they get it. If there's some errors, then guess what? It gets sent back to your system and you have to rework it. Not with ours. You don't have to go send it to anywhere else. Where it's coming from iClaim and our clearinghouse, iClaim clearinghouse, it's doing all that internally, instantaneously, so that when you send it to the insurance company, it's not going to some third-party clearinghouse. It's going directly to the insurance companies as a clean claim. Okay, that's very, very important. I'm getting some questions in here, so I want to make sure that I'm not losing anybody in this process here. Jay says, thanks, sirs, for all the info. What if a doctor decides to keep their existing EMR system for whatever reason? Could we still assist them with their billing and produce it with the results with iClaim? Briefly, how would that tie all together? Great question, Jay. I appreciate you asking that question. And the answer is yes. You can do all of this without the doctor going to the iClaim, the EMRX system. You can still use iClaims. And so instead of getting it in electronically, what you would do, they would send this, they would print out their results from their patients, which would be calling a super bill. they would actually get you the super bill, and you would just hand code those in. Remember, it's going to have all the codes on them already. So it's going to have like the patient's first and last name, who their insurance company is. You log it all in there, and instead of it going in electronically, as you can see here, you're going to have to do it a little bit manually. It'll take you a little bit longer. Instead of it being like 2 minutes, it may take you about 4 minutes. Okay, double the time. To put that information into iClaim, and still you're going to be able to get those same results, because again, that key part of iClaim in the clearinghouse is so important right there. Someone asked, what if the doctor doesn't want to change their system? Okay, a great question there. Let's just be frank. If the doctors don't want to change systems, it's okay. We're going to show you how to work that. Your business coach says that they're going to be able to help you with that. Our support team is going to actually help you with that. But remember, one of the things that we're going to do with the doctor is, remember the first thing I said, we're going to do what's called a practice analysis, which is we're going to take what the doctors are doing, which includes their software, the cost of their software. We're also going to calculate how many of their claims are being rejected because of their software. And then we're going to put it into our system as if we were doing it, and we're going to show them the money that they're losing. Now, if I asked you, if after I get through with that, all of a sudden I show you that you're losing about $10,000 a month, would you still want to try to stay with your own system? The answer is no. The system itself will end up selling itself, because you're going to show the doctor how much they're actually losing. So you got to remember this. Most people are motivated by not what they're going to gain, but really what they're losing. And that's what we're going to be able to help them with. Folks, I'm looking at the time here. I got 15 more minutes. Let me kind of get through this as quickly as I can. Marketing training. We're going to teach you how to get out there and market your business. This is not something you're going to be out there by yourself. Remember, I've already told you and mentioned to you that you're going to have the capabilities of utilizing a lot of incredible marketing material that we've worked very hard at. We've spent a ton of money on to make sure that it's right, and it's right to get to the right hands. That's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things outside of all of the forms that you get, and the great thing about these forms, when you become on board with us, we actually get to print your name, your logo, your contact information directly on these. So these are very customizable. The other thing that's customizable are these books. You see the New Thriving Medical Practice, how doctors can get more patients, 9 ways doctors let their money slip through their fingers. And with this New Thriving Medical Practice, you're going to actually be the one that has that is the forward, that has written the forward to the book. We've got a template. We've got some notes there. Obviously, we want to encourage you to read the book, because you're going to need to know what's in the book yourself. And we're going to allow you the opportunity to update, create your own forward, and get that inserted into the book. So now you're part of the book. Well, this is going to instantly, again, give you instant credibility to and why you're marketing. So you're going to go through entirety of this whole marketing campaign of each of these Audit Guard, of explaining how Audit Guard really works and all these different services that we currently have. Audit Guard is another coding part of the business. Folks, the doctors are usually at any given time, whether they know it or not, they're under some type of audit, whether it's with Medicare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Cigna. One of these insurance companies is always looking, is the doctor overcoding? Are they undercoding? And that may be a little bit foreign to you, but really what it is the doctor asking for too much money, or are they not asking for enough money? And Audit Guard, utilizing the same certified professional coders, we can actually go in and do a preliminary audit, just think of it as hey, let's just kind of just do a check, see where you are. It's almost like when we go to the doctor and we try to get a baseline of maybe our heart rate, our blood pressure, whatever's going on. That's called the baseline. So the doctor will know what to do with you from here on out. You could literally lead in your marketing with Audit Guard and help the doctor understand and make money on top of that. But then help that doctor make sure that they are zeroed in exactly on what they're doing. And they get all these nice charts, again, directly from the coder. And it's going to be set up with a meeting with these coders. So you don't even have to interpret all of this yourself. Remember, you're the owner. You're not always the worker bee. You've got people that are going to help you along with this. And again, this is all paid for by the doctor because there's fees. The doctors understand. Listen, when we go to the doctor says, oh, let me do this one for you for free. We go to the doctor, we go get a checkup. The doctor charges us. That's the same thing here. So be thinking that you don't have to give this stuff away. You are a business owner in business to make money and help other people be successful. Compliancy Guard, I just talked to you about that. We're going to teach you how to use Compliancy Guard to, again, market your business, but then help the doctors become compliant with HIPAA and the high-tech risk assessment, everything that goes along with that. Again, I've already kind of given you a hint how I would start marketing. I'd be going out to doctor's office, dropping off my card, saying, hi, I'm here. Can I get the name of your HIPAA compliancy officer? And just kind of see the eyes go, gosh, who is that? I'll know. Do you know who it is? I don't know who it is. Well, maybe let's go ask the office manager, bring them out. It works, I promise you. That's one of those great things there. If the doctors are having trouble, again, going into 2023, guess what starts all over? Deductibles start all over again. Some people need to make sure that they got the deductibles going. And so ChoicePay can help them with that. If there's some accounts receivables where the doctor needs to collect money, don't send your patients to a collection agency. It's the worst thing that a doctor can do. Talk about destroy a relationship. If sending your patients to a collection agency, think about it. I mean, only, people that don't have any other way to collect money send their people to a collection agency. This Quick Collect is not a collection agency, but it's a way in which we can help that doctor get their money back at a quicker pace. All right, so we got about 5 more minutes here before I start getting to the end. There's some questions here. I'm going to save all these questions towards the end, so bear with me. I got some great questions here, so I'm not ignoring you there. Support training. I want to share with you that you get a lifetime of support. Remember, I've already said your training doesn't stop. If you need help with the iClaim system or the EMRX system or HIPAA compliance, the Compliancy Guard, or you need help with the coders, all of that is there, and we're just a phone call away. Our support team, when you call our 800 number and you get to our support team, we answer the phone. We get to those emails and everything that you need to help with, and we'll help guide you to which department that you need to get to. And it may be with another ABS licensee. Folks, these people are not your competitors. They really are part of the entire team here at American Business Systems, and they will be also to help you. You have a lifetime to the training library, and that's why I said 15 hours, you're just getting the show going. We've got hundreds of hours of training, an entire training library of things that get opened up to you from day one. If you want to kind of go back and go, man, I really want to use that book on the 10 critical questions that the doctor should be asking. I want to go really zero on that. Or I want to go back and re-listen to Marketing Jumpstart. What am I missing here as I kind of get things going? Or how really do I use that book? Then you get a lifetime membership into our private Facebook group. I'm on that. I see it all the time. Facebook posts come in all the time. Hey, I'm working with a group of nurse practitioners. Hey, I'm working with a group of cardiologists. I might need a little bit of help on my practice analysis. Is there a licensee out there that's really good into helping us with, XYZ? We're here to help one another. So you get this as part of your accessible. And again, folks, this is not anything extra that you have to pay for. Again, I've already mentioned to you about the website that you get. Then plus we have a complete online support site. It's called the Licensee Support Site. Unfortunately, we got to pay 8 more minutes here. Don't have time to go out to it. I was hoping that we could go out to it this afternoon, but there's some questions I need to answer, and I kind of need to share with you some of the things that I think you should be doing next. But this is, if you want to, here's something that you can do. Just jot this down as a reminder for yourself. So just remember, when you go back and you talk with the guys here at American Business Systems, ask them for 2 things. If you haven't already done this, ask them for 2 things. Number one, say, can you give me a tour, an online one-on-one tour of the licensee support site. Eric mentioned it during the webinar. We ran out of time to go out there and literally look at it, but can show me around that site. You get access to it when you become a business owner here at American Business Systems, but since you don't have that, ask for it. They'll show it to you. Secondly, I've been talking to you about iClaim and EMRX. Get a live demo scheduled with your business coach that you're working with here. They'll happily show you both of these. And if it takes more than once to look at it, ask them again. Look, folks, we're not in a rush to get you signed up. We're going to be at your pace. So we want to make sure that you get everything done as you need to. So inside of there, you're going to get all of your cloud-based automated marketing systems set up, plus all of the different live training events that we have. You're going to get the feeds on that. We usually have these once or twice a month. Usually these are on a Friday afternoon. They are recorded, so if you can't make it, they're out there. Now, let me kind of wrap up with a couple of FAQs here. So what I wanted to share with you, first of all, is this. How long do I have to access the course? Folks, you have an entire lifetime to access the course. Why do we say a lifetime? Because, folks, we don't want to put a time limit on you. You may start today and say, man, I'm ready to hit it going, and something comes up the first part of the year or the second month that you're into this, or you need to maybe press the pause button there. That's okay. We've had many people that have had to do that. Then they jump back in, they call us up and go, I really want to get this thing started back up. What's it going to cost me? There's nothing. If you need to pick back up a little bit later, you have all the resources to be able to do that. When does the course start and finish? The course starts now and it never ends, as you can see here. It's a completely self-paced online type course. You decide when you want to start. You decide when you want to finish, okay? Now, we will say, as this next question will come out, what if I'm unhappy with the course? This is your time limit. Within the first 30 days, if you decide this is not for you, then you email support@absystems.com, and we will arrange for you a 100% money back guarantee, a full refund of your investment here with us. Folks, I beg you to go out there to any other business opportunity that you may find out there, any franchise that will have you sign up, you send them your money, they let you go through that course, and within any amount of time, if you don't decide you feel like this is just not for you, ask them let me see your policy on getting a refund. There's not going to be one. ABS, Patrick Phillips, Adam Phillips, as the CEO of this company, we want everybody to be a happy purchaser of what we have here. And we don't want to hold you hostage to getting involved in this. You've done all your due diligence. We even say that through your course is part of your due diligence. Remember, you're going to go through literally hours of training. And through that 30 days, if it takes you all of that 30 days to complete the course, and at the end of that 30 days, you decide this is not for you, you can ask for your money back. Now, earlier you saw that, hey, you're unlimited about how long you can take the course. Folks, what we do is say we want to give you a good 30 days after you've made your purchase. Go through the training. We're not rushing you through the training. You're going to be able to get these trainings in quick enough within 30 days. Most folks, if they start and they finish, usually end up within about 2 weeks. It's usually about that time. But if you want to take a little bit slower pace, you can do that. But if you want to ensure that you want to make sure that you get everything, that's where this refund comes into play. So just keep that in mind. So again, hopefully you can answer your own question. Is 15 hours of medical billing training enough to succeed? I think you're going to find out the answer is really yes. But then again, the answer is really no. It's because you're going to get so much more training and so much more support. So for those that might have to leave a little bit earlier, because I know that there's some questions here and I want to get to those questions. Some of you might need to leave at the top of the hour, which is just about 2.5 more minutes away. Let me take you through a couple of next steps that I think what you should be able to do. Again, get back with your business coach, ask them for a research guide. You're not going to find this downloadable on our website. You need to ask for it. They're going to send you a link. and it's going to get you a PDF. It's about 60 plus pages. It's going to be a little bit more in-depth research guide than what you typically are going to get just from our website. It's going to help you to know what kind of questions to ask your business coach that you're working with there. So you need to get that. If you haven't gotten that, ask for the research guide. Secondly, go to our website for YouTube. It's youtube.com/YABS. Go in there, dive in, look at all the webinars that I've done, Adam's done, Patrick's done. There's some that you can see on there from interviews with other licensees or other business owners. You're going to want to do a deep dive into our YouTube channel. Go out there, browse that, get that done. Third, this is a must. Ask for a reference list. You got to talk to people who have already gone through what you're going through, sat through these webinars, gone through training, whether live or what we used to do or online. Because we've only been doing this for the last couple of years, and yes, there's people who've gone through the online training and are successful. They're doing great, and you're going to want to talk to them. So get that reference list. You're going to want to talk to some folks there. I've already mentioned to you, if you're cheating yourself, if you don't do a live demo, and while you're doing the demo, go ahead and say, hey, can you show me the licensee support site while you're at it? And they will. They'll take you and just take the tour, look at it, see what you're going to get, see all of the information that you're going to get there. How to order if you run out of books, how to reorder the books, how much it's going to cost you to reorder those books. It's not $20+ per book. You're talking less than $5 a book with your name printed on it for you to be able to hand out. You don't have a better business card than having a book there that actually has your name on it. So do a deep dive on the ABS licensee support site and take your time going through the iClaim EMRX demo there. Then get the purchase agreement. Look it over. I think Adam told me last time it's about 5 pages long. Our agreement in there about the refund is in there. It's very plain, very solid. Take it to your attorney, take it to your accountant, take it to people that you trust and say, gosh, is this really for real? I mean, I can purchase this, go through the training, and then 30 days still get my money back. It's there. It's in black and white. Pretty ironclad that, we're just not going to keep you hostage with that. And then when you're ready, start the funding. Get going with this training. Now, I would say this. Here we are at the 15th, going into the 15th part of the month here. I doubt if there's any training slots available between now and the end of the year. Obviously, we've got the Christmas holiday coming up. We've got the New Year. We've got other holidays involved throughout the rest of the year. So, folks, it's going to be pretty slim whether you can get in training. But you can get in training right after the year starts. So, we're 2.5 weeks away from the first of the year. There are some slots that are open up for the first part of the year. Get your training, get it going. Remember, you got 30 days. So if you start in January, you got all the way to February to still make your decision whether you want to stay with ABS or not. So we're pretty fair about what you need to do. So give us a call here, 866-565-8413. Email us at info@absystems.com. We're here to help you. Now, that's all of the slides that have gone through this. So hopefully this has been very helpful for you. So I'm going to take some time and answer some questions here. First one is from Yerev saying, is there no way to extract the master bill electronically? Okay, so that goes back to, remember somebody asked me if the doctors wanted to use their own EMR system, they need to print out a super bill. He was just wondering, can that data be extracted electronically? There might be a way, but to me, it's best just to key it in. It really won't take you that long. Again, when you set up your demo, ask them to kind of key it in for you. You'll see it. It's really not that big of a deal. Someone that dialed in says, can the system be used with dental softwares? Okay, so we have a completely different dental software. So iClaim is for the medical billing side of it. DentaMax is for the dental billing. So those are two complete different systems. So if you're going to do dental billing, you're going to want to do that through DentalMax. But iClaim, the iClaim EMRX, that's going to be your medical billing. That's all of your stuff that you'll do for the doctors and dentists. Two separate types of codes there. So if you're going to do dental, you're going to use DentaMax. If you're going to do medical billing, you're going to use iClaim. What is the average client closing rate? Good question. I'll tell you this. When you get the doctor interested and you've done your practice analysis and you get them to the point where we're doing the demo for you, we're closing out of every 2, we're closing 1. So we've got a pretty much about a 50% close rate on that. So if you're able to get that doctor to the demonstration that, again, we do for you. Now, this is something else that I don't think a lot of other companies do, but we do the demos for you. Basically, we're in the selling market for you. So we want you to get your clients. So usually about 50% whenever we get them to the demo. Again, someone that's kind of dialed in or came in anonymously. It seems to me that we are selling a medical software than actual billing and coding. I don't know when you joined, but what I started off with the webinar is here. You are a medical revenue management company, okay? You are doing the billing. You have a software. You need to lead in with the software. You can always do billing for that doctor and not use their software. I've had 2 medical billing companies. I've had doctors that use the iClaim system, and I've had doctors that did not use the iClaim system. The ones that did not use it, we had to work a little bit harder at to get their revenues up. But usually I was able to get them to move from their current billing system to the iClaim system. So I'm not trying to sell them on anything. What I'm trying to sell them is their money. Remember, and again, I'm not sure when you entered in here, but when you do the practice analysis and you show the doctors how much they're losing because maybe of their current billing system, listen, doctors are more interested in their money than they are in their own system. That I can guarantee. Chinwe is asking, hello, sir. How does Quick Collect work? Can you please explain vividly how Quick Collect is different from a collection agency? I can tell you this, and I don't know how in depth I can get to, because again, we're a little bit over time here. But again, get back with the person that invited you. They'll be able to do a little bit deeper dive on Quick Collect. But a collection agency is someone calling a patient saying, hey, you owe the doctor money, or they're getting a letter saying, hey, your account has been sold over to a collection agency. Quick Collect doesn't do that. We put them in the system. There's a letter that goes out from the doctor to the patient saying, hey, we had services. This letter is an intent to help collect on services rendered. And then if it doesn't get paid, there's an automatic letter that follows up, a little bit stronger information on it and ways to show the patient of how they can pay, maybe even pay over time. So, but it's not coming from a collections agency. So it's more of a reminder, automatic reminder letters that are going out in with the doctor's letterhead, and it's kind of going out as it's coming from the doctor instead of a collection agency. What certification is necessary to be a medical billing owner and file the claims as a medical biller or coder? Training covers what types and the length of the training. Okay, so I don't recognize your name early on in this, so I know that you kind of came in a little bit later. I did answer that earlier in the webinar. You do not have to have a certification. You don't have to have a degree in medical billing or as a coder. We're going to teach you how to do medical billing. That's number one. You're going to be certified as a certified medical revenue manager from us. With CodeWrite, you're already going to have medical coders that if you need that or the doctor needs that, that's there. Again, take your question and then bring the person that invited you to the webinar. Again, they'll help you dive into that question a little bit more. The cost is right at $27,990, I believe. It's right at $28,000, I believe, right now. Who knows? I may have bumped it up a little bit, but I think it is right at $28,000 right now. So again, get back with the person that invited you here, and we'll certainly be able to help you with that. All right. What is the average reimbursement rate that franchisees are receiving? Okay. So Jatoya, we're not a franchisee. So this is not a franchisee versus franchisor. So we're not getting the money before you do, and we're not getting in. There's no revenue sharing that we're getting from you. So if you bill out to a doctor, all right. So let's say that you bill a claim for $100 and the doctor gets reimbursed $100. Okay, I'm just going to keep the math simple here. And let's say that you're doing the billing for that doctor for 6%. 6% of 100 is $6. That's your money. That's not ABS's money. That's your money. And you don't have to share that with us. That's not there's no franchise. There's no average, a percentage of what we get out of that 6%. That's your money. Okay. So again, the person that invited you to the webinar today can certainly be able to help you with that. Is the MIRMA affiliated with the dental or just the medical? Your certification here with American Business Systems and with MIRMA is from MIRMA. Okay, so when you become a certified revenue medical manager, that includes both of those. Okay, so that should be able to help you with that. Yes, I was late. I apologize. Hey, no big deal. This is recorded. I want you to go back and listen to it. Certainly wasn't calling you out on that. I hope I didn't embarrass you there. Listen, I'm glad you came in when you did. But we did cover that, and I want you to be able to go back to the webinar today. Man, we gave you a ton of information within this hour, so go back and get that. So yeah, no big deal. I appreciate you asking that question. How quick are business owners earning back their investment amount? Great. This will be my last question to answer today. All right, so we have in our YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/WideABS. We talk about you can earn your return on investment with just one client. Typically, depending upon how well you're doing on your marketing, how often you're able to do your marketing, how quickly you can get to your warm market or whatever you're going to be doing, and however soon that becomes. Usually, typically, depending if you you stay with the program of what the trainer tells you to do, you can probably get some interest and get a doctor interested pretty much within the first 90 days. Don't hold that to me. Plus or minus, okay, on both sides. I've seen people get started and they can get a client within the first 30 days after training. Some people take a little bit longer. But folks, this is not a sprint out of the blocks, okay? This is a marathon that you're working. Remember, this is where a lot of business owners get just disheartened early on in any business. You got to remember, what are the averages out there? The average individual who starts a business typically doesn't see a return on their investment within the first 2 years. What I can tell you here is this: with one doctor, you can recoup your entire investment with one doctor within the first year and be in the black within the first year. Because with one doctor generates anywhere from the income that you're going to get, your gross revenue that you're going to get out of one doctor, typically is going to be anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000, maybe up even to $65,000 a year. That's half of what it costs you to get involved in this business. So you can not only get your ROI within the first year, you're going to get your ROI plus. So that's why we try to strive everybody getting their first client within the first year, because we want you to beat the odds on your ROI in 2 years. So there's not many businesses out there that can help you get your ROI within the first year with just one doctor. And obviously, if you pick up a second doctor, now you've doubled what you're making. So now you've gone from a $60,000 to $65,000 income, gross profits. Now you're already in the 6 digits. You're at $110,000, $120,000, $130,000 with that. So that should be able to help you.